It's going to happen. Cam Ward goes 1, Shedeur is going to fall down to 9, and the Saints, will they field? Will they now? And I suggested a few weeks ago, will they now take Shedeur Sanders?
Yeah, I think it's possible. I think we have to unpack some of the layers here to this situation. So obviously this news breaking when it did. Friday, April 11th, less than 2 weeks from the NFL draft. Well past free agency and the NFL owners meetings and the scouting combine. And oh, by the way, well past the date in which Derek Carr had his contract restructured to make it that much more onerous to get out of next year, as opposed to the Saints just taking their medicine this offseason, swallowing it and moving on and pivoting. All of this is very confusing for a lot of reasons, Greeny. Now, here's what I don't know. And the Saints, I think, are about as much of a wild card as any team in the entire NFL for this reason. I think any logical human would watch what's happened in New Orleans over the past few years and say, you have the 9th pick in the draft. This would be a reasonable offseason to press reset, right? To strip this thing down to the studs. Get bad before you get good again. You play in a division that might be viewed as more winnable than, let's say, the NFC East as an example. That being said, what's the end game for the Saints right now this year? Maybe you win the division at 9-8, then you get waxed in the first round of the playoffs. We don't want to chase the middle in the NFL. And yet, what did the Saints do this offseason? First, they did restructure Derek Carr. Second of all, go look at some of their spendings in free agency. Justin Reed signed as a safety. Brandon Cooks, 30-plus-year-old wide receiver, signed. This team still thinks it wants to win. So, now that we have those parameters set, you aren't winning if your quarterback is either Derek Carr playing through a shoulder injury or potentially Spencer Rattler here. Quarterback has to be more a part of the conversation now at 9 than it already previously was for the Saints. Mel's been tabbing it as a need. If Derek Carr was still around, maybe you had a half-season runway. Maybe Derek Carr goes through 8, 9, 10 games next year and the Saints are 4-6 and they say, it's time to get the young buck some run. Like the Patriots last year with Drake May, right? They probably waited too long, but still, they did have to wait some time before they told Jacoby Brissett, you are no longer the starter. Is it a guarantee that it's a quarterback at number 9? I'm not totally convinced of that. But make no mistake about it, the teams behind the Saints, Greeny, are saying to themselves, if we're interested in Shedeur Sanders and only Shedeur Sanders, we might now have to get all the way up to number 8 in order to land Shedeur Sanders, because you have to assume New Orleans is strongly considering that player. Deion Sanders told us at Colorado Showcase he loves the colors black and gold, like the colors he wears at Colorado. I, of course, interpreted that as he would like Shedeur Sanders as a Saint.
I got us in with this. I like these colors, though. Don't you like these colors?
Great. They look great on you. I'm trying to get some
I
gear
like
on the
these
way
colors.
out.
I like these colors.